I have to say I'm pretty shocked by this Dyson Supersonic hairdryer in terms of the ergonomics and the design. What's cool about it is, unlike your typical hairdryer design, which has the air flow coming in from the back with a fan that pushes it out the front, the Dyson has the air coming from the bottom of the handle up through the middle and out the front. But ergonomically, it's a complete mess. First of all, a hairdryer should be held by the handle, right? But the air intake vent is right there on the handle, and it's fairly loose, and you're supposed to be able to pop it off to clean it. But this thing's only a couple months old, and it's already starting to come loose and won't stay on. So I have to replace this part already, and partly is because it's right on the handle where you handle it, and it couldn't handle the pressure of that. The other thing you can see it's falling off. It won't stay on. It won't clip on. And by the way, Dyson charges $59 to replace this little piece of plastic. But even if it were better designed and didn't come off all the time, it's where you hold it, right? Theoretically, and that blocks the air intake, so that can't be good for the device over time. The other thing that is confounding to me is every other hairdryer that I've ever had, including professional ones, have button controls on the back of the handle so that you can operate it with one hand. You can change the speed with one hand, you can change the heat level with one hand. This has the on-off switch back there and a cool button that won't stay cool. You have to keep it pressed, which isn't great. But then to change the speeds, you have to go up here and push a button repeatedly to go up and down on the speed. It's almost a two-handed operation. So here, I'll show you. I turn it on. And to change the speed, I have to toggle it repeated times to go up and down. If I don't ever want to use the top speed, and I only want to, say, go between the low and the medium speeds, I still got to go all the way up to the top speed and back down again, repeatedly pressing this button. This is not really a great one-handed operation. In terms of quietness, yeah, it's quieter than others, but it's not like it's quiet. It's still a hairdryer. That's not worth paying an extra $200 for. In terms of velocity and heat output, it outperforms a cheap drugstore hairdryer, but it doesn't outperform a good salon quality hairdryer, which would cost maybe $79, $80. The only thing that's really unique about this is the attachments, and some of them, and yeah, it's magnetic, which is nice. They pop right off, whatever. This one attachment here is the thing that I would say may be worth buying this for. It is an attachment that is for long hair with split ends, and you can run it while the air's coming out of it against your long hair with split ends, and it helps reduce split ends. Otherwise, it's an ergonomic mess, and count on this thing breaking and having to be replaced regularly. The long cord is nice, very long cord, but it's bulky. It's got this big, bulky transformer on the end. And again, that's not something that you don't get with a really good quality salon hairdryer. So overall, really not impressed. Wish I hadn't spent the money on this.